Oh, hello there, my lovely YouTube audience. I'm going to show you something which has been requested by quite a few people, and it's the Disney Cars characters that I've been collecting. There's quite an assortment here. There's no way I'm going to get my head around the names of all these guys. I know some of them. I'll just track along slowly so you can see them. I'm sure there were people out there who could name every single car there. There's Mater up the back there. The King and Lightning McQueen in the middle of the screen came in that fantastic Piston Cup 500 playset. Some of the cars are quite large and got a lot of detail. Some of them are quite small and still have a lot of detail, but most times I pay around $10 per car. $7 if I'm very lucky. But this video is about these cars here, which I only paid $4 for. And to tell you the honest truth, all those Lightning McQueens which are still in packet were only $4 for me, remembering I live in Australia where toy pricing can be extremely high. And what I can report to you is that shop which was selling the cars characters in Australia for $4 each was selling them real fast. There were people coming in and buying boxes and boxes of them. They could have been going to collections, they could have been going onto eBay, who knows. And you're probably saying, come on Leo, give us a lowdown, where is this place? Well, I'll tell you what, this place is also selling those Kinder Bunnies there which have the surprise, so $4.50, they're $5 everywhere else. The Lindt bunnies there for $4, they are $5 everywhere else. Now, how come there's one retailer selling for $1 less than everyone else? We also had these mumsy onesies here. Whoa, $20. But guess where it was? That's right, it's that place I keep talking about. Now here's something that's going to blow your mind. My reject shop is sandwiched between a Target and a toy store. If I go to the toy store, which is only 3 stores away, I'll show you some video of the price of the Lightning McQueens there. Let's take a sneaky look at that price, and it's very high. And in fact, that price you see there is the highest I think you'll see a Lightning McQueen. Maybe someone can have seen them higher. Hey, tell me. And what I'll do then is I'll show you the footage at Target or Target, and the price there is $10. And that price you can get it there for 20% off. And I think, as I've said in other videos, the cheapest I've seen these in Coles and places like that is about $7. But reject shop doing these guys for $4 is an absolutely incredible price, and I dare say it could be cheaper than what you would find in the USA. As for my collection of die-cast Disney cars, they are fantastic. They got great details. There's so many different designs there, different styles of cars. The only gripe that I've got is these cars really need to have the name incorporated underneath, because other toys that I've got where there's multiple characters, you'll find the name tagged underneath. And the only way I've got my head around trying to work out who's who is I keep the cards which are part of the packaging, and on the back of the cards quite often the name is incorporated, and even then sometimes the name's on the front as well. Even then I'm going to have a whole ton of trouble trying to remember these characters, and it's just, well, to me, seemingly an impossible thing to get my head around. What I really like about the Disney die-cast cars is the fact there's all these different variations of the characters, and here's just a few different variations of Lightning McQueen, and they all look good. It's really nice to see. It'd be a beautiful character to make a collection of. And because I'm an avid collector of Lightning McQueens now, if I see them for $4 a pop, of course I'm gonna pounce on them. So it's quite perplexing. Here's a retailer who can somehow have a Lindt bunny for $1 less than everyone else, so it had me investigating. Well, here's my $4 Lindt bunny. Looks pretty good to me. And here's a $5 Lindt bunny that I bought at my local Coles. Can anyone tell the difference? Here's a $4.50 Kinder Bunny that I purchased at the reject shop, and it's dangerous grounds here for these guys. And here comes a $5 Kinder Bunny I purchased at Coles. You know what, they look totally identical to me. So looking across these 3 items, this Disney Cars character was only $4, it's a saving of $6. This Lindt Bunny was only $4, that's a saving of $1. And this Kinder Surprise Bunny was $4.50, that's a saving of 50 cents. That's a total saving of $7.50. You know, it's funny, I think a lot of people can't get their head around the name The Reject Shop. I have comments from people overseas who don't understand that brand, and they go, what, a shop called The Reject Shop? Well, the sort of shopper that I am there, I'm a bit selective. I only come in and buy things like the toys, and not all the toys, just a couple of the toys, but there's a lot of stuff there I wouldn't touch. The main things that I buy there are plastic tubs and toys, and the people who know me at the Hornsby store know me as the person who comes in and buys all the toys. But I'll show you one of the tubs that I purchased, and it's one right here. You've probably seen them before on my channel. And inside there, people go, where did all the chocolate go from the Easter eggs you're blowing up, Leo? Well, in there is all the chocolate from the Easter eggs I've been blowing up, and I haven't actually finished those videos yet, so that's going to be completely full to the brim when I'm finished. I know some people go to the reject shop for this sort of trinkety stuff. I saw Easter Island heads there. Put one of those in the garden for $45 if you want. And I should probably make it very clear, I have no commercial connections with this shop. The reject shop do not know I'm making these videos. They have said thank you to me previously for other times I've mentioned their store, so they are very appreciative, and that's why I keep going back there. But the reason why I go there is because of the cheap toys. It's that simple, guys. Don't try and wrap a conspiracy theory around this one, please. Some recent finds that I've had at the reject shop. I found some Tommy Chuggington playsets. These are only $20 each. That was $20 there, and that one there was also $20. And what's amazing there is it's hard enough for me to find the Chuggington stuff, let alone the new stuff that is made by Tommy. And to give you a very brutal price comparison, that playset there, that Thomas and Friends one there called Spills and Thrills, that actually cost me $44. And some of you are saying, oh come on Leo, you've got to be kidding. I wouldn't lie to you guys. And here's a receipt to the Chuggington set, $20. And there's one thing I can assure you, when these playsets are in my local reject shop, they didn't last very long. They were gone real fast. At my reject shop, they also had these Hot Wheels light speeders. I'd never seen these before. My son actually found this, and he pointed it out to me because he's into Hot Wheels. But they're quite a curious little toy. There's a receipt there. I paid $5 each. These Hot Wheels light speeders are sort of interesting to me because I've only ever seen them at the reject shop. I haven't seen them in any other retailer. Now you get a car, you get a stencil, and you get a little light. And this is how the light speeders play out. You put the stencil on where you want to burn in a pattern. Let's burn in that word Hot Wheels there. You bring your light in. You just run your light along the stencil there. And hopefully when I remove that stencil, we will see the word Hot Wheels. And what happens is magically over time that will actually disappear. I don't know how that works. Maybe someone out there can explain it to me. Well, that was so much fun. Let's do another one very quickly. I'm going to etch in that 21 symbol there on the front of that car. Working nice and quickly here. A bit rough and ready, but that's all you need to do to see how it works. Oh, yeah. Yeah, rough and ready, but that's what I'm good at. And underneath I noticed Sawadi Carp, made in Thailand. And in the time I've been stuffing around with this car, putting that stencil on, I bring the truck up, you notice that it's totally clean. No tricks, guys, both sides, there's nothing to be seen. Well, this is the one I like the most. It's the VW Drag Bus. What is interesting is the packaging writing on this is different to what I see in other Hot Wheels stuff in Australia. It's copyrighted to 2011, so it might be a bit of an older toy I'm looking at here. I'm not a Hot Wheels expert, as you know. Maybe you can tell me more about these, but I've never seen these before in Australia, which is a little bit unusual. Oh yeah, the Hot Wheels light speeders. In English it says paint with the power of light, and in French, pince avec la présence de la luminaire. And hopefully I haven't offended anyone by doing that bit of French talking. Oh, another toy I found at the reject shop that I have not seen anywhere else in Australia is the Nascar bashers, and I love these toys. Well, I paid $5 for each of these. I bought 3 of these bashers for my son. They're a bit bigger than a Hot Wheels car, and they're about the same size as a Disney Cars die-cast. So what's a little bit sad is these fantastic cars are just a little bit too big for Hot Wheels track. If only they fit onto Hot Wheels track, boy, you'd have some fun. While understanding motor racing is not one of my strong points, understanding what NASCAR is all about is even further away from what I would understand, but I know that my son loves these cars. If you hit them in the right spot, they actually explode. This one's impact point is on the side here. See if I can get it to go. Boom. She's blowing up, boys. Look at that. They are fantastic. This other car here is beautiful looking. It's got an impact point on the front here. See if I can trigger this one without making a fool of myself. Oh yeah. It's blown apart into 2. That's what I like about these toys. My son loves these. And here's one here. Impact point is on the back of this one. I hope it's green one. I don't know. I forgot what it does. There we go. Boom. The car has exploded. What I found interesting was when I watched my son play with these toys, he played with them almost as if it was slow motion. So he set up a crash like this. He'd have a car driving along, another one come in, and it'd be like a disaster. And even I'm impressed when I see a toy transform like that. They really are fun to play with. You know what? It's more like a demolition derby. And what is very cool about these toys, they're actually quite easy to reset. They're very Transformer toy style in a sense. They remind me of Transformers for some reason, maybe because of the way they They sort of go back together, but there it is, the car is reset. What I find interesting about these little toy cars is it's using some mechanisms that are very similar to what you would find on the way they blow up film cars. When you see a car in a film go along and it just gets thrown up in the air. There's like a little arm here that comes down the bottom. In the film cars, quite often that's powered by gas or sometimes pyro. The pyro ones can be quite violent and the car gets thrown up in the air with the driver inside, the stunt driver. That's why those stunt guys are paid the big money. And while I've got this car in my hand, let me reset this one. It's a bit of a trickier car to reset. I have to reset this one for my son. He has a bit of trouble with this one yet. It's a matter of holding the roof liner down and the bottom there, holding it all together, then putting it all back together. Hopefully it'll slide together and hopefully the car is made. The Nascar bashers, I like these toys. They've got some tricky little action. They're fun to play with. I've only ever seen them at the reject shop. They're a $5 toy. I think that's great value. Maybe you've seen them somewhere else in Australia. If you have, maybe you can tell me. Wah! Can't help myself, can I? Well, a couple of weeks back I came across some Hot Wheels Monster Jam Rev Tredz at my local reject shop. These toys were $7 each. These Rev Tredz have got little motors in them. If you push them along, they'll just keep on going. And personally, I feel $7 a pop is actually very good value, because I'm pretty sure toys like this in other retailers in Australia would be far more expensive. But the core of this video was me finding these fantastic cars, die-cast toys, for $4. I mean, that could be the cheapest price on the planet. I tell you what, there were some other, I'll call them parents in there, mums in there, buying these toys, and they were buying lots of them. They knew it was a fantastic bargain. Oh, here's one out of the box. Looks absolutely stunning. Because I know very little about cars, I can't tell you much about that car. I dare say people out there can tell me about it. It said there's no name under there. Let's open up the other one. Let's be daring. And it's funny, the person on the checkout said to me, says, oh, you know, you get your eBay sellers come through and they just want to try and buy the whole shop. I don't know, more marks against eBay. Maybe I'm being a bit cruel there, but that's the way those people operate. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful car. Get it out of the plastic bubble. I love the detailing on these cars. These really are nice. They're a nice size. At $4 it's a great price, but the normal price in Australia is $10. And my trick to remembering who's who, I get some of the card out, I get that piece out there, I cut the top piece off here, as boring as laborious as this is, and I end up sticky taping basically that to that, so then I know that that name belongs to that car. And when I'm done it looks like that, and I can go and slide that with all the others that I've got. You know, a Lightning McQueen for $4 in Australia is outstanding value, and it has me questioning what is going on with toys in the toy stores and department stores in Australia. Is it just a great big profit hike going on? I mean, I'd love to know. I don't know much about retailing, but I know when I see something which is $4 in one shop and $10 and more in others, something's going on. Well, as most of you would know, I certainly buy a lot of toys during the year. I get exposed to a lot of toy prices, and I live in a country where toy prices are super high. So when I saw those Disney die-cast toys for only $4, I tell you what, it was like a breath of fresh air. I'm always very happy to help the reject shop out for no fee, because I think they're a very fair retailer. I have no shares in their company. I have no commercial connections at all with this company. And I think the imagery that spooked me most in this video was the fact that in the reject shop there's a Lightning McQueen for $4, and just 3 stores up there was a Lightning McQueen for $14.99. For one small toy car, that's an $11 price difference. I also had a quick look across eBay in the Buy It Now section, and the frightful part there is the shipping cost. I couldn't find any die-cast toys there for $4, which included shipping. Anyway, I better leave this video here. As always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.